Hi, my name is Umar Hamza, and this is part 2 of how to create an Osteopath site. If you haven't seen part 1, the link is in the description. Go and watch that, come back and continue with part 2. We'll be creating this design and I'll be walking you step by step. And then I'll repeat all of this for all the rest of the pages. And then click apply. I'll save it. I'll click visit my site. And then to preview it, and then I'll click exit preview to go back to the editor. So what I've essentially done is I've just refreshed the page so that the Moonfruit software can restart itself again. I'll click the pages panel, go back to organize your pages, and now I can see I can select that. And then I'm just going to type in home. Click apply. Now we have our links. If we check back in this design, we've got some social media icons here, and we'll add that back. So we can add this here. To go to the master page, I can click page master here, or I can double click on any element on the master page. I'll just double click, and then I'm going to add these two icons here. So we did it last time. We went to the widget library, into icons, and I'm going to make this a bit larger. You can see. And then I'll look for a Facebook icon. I think I can go for this one. I choose a smaller one. And then, is there a Twitter icon somewhere? Scroll down a little bit. I can't seem to find a Twitter icon. So we have Twitter here. I use that small one. So I'll hold down Control and just double click. And then I'm going to double click on the Facebook one again. I'll double click on that one. I'm also going to add the square one just to see which one I prefer. I'll just use a small square one as well. I can double click on this bar to sort of expand it, or use this little icon here. And I think I'm going to go with the square one. Might be better actually. Yeah, the square one looks a bit better. So I'll just delete this. And then we put these icons in place. So we have Facebook and then Twitter. I need to make this a little bit smaller. So what I'm going to do again is scale this down by, let's say, by about 30%. So I'll put in 70, press enter. I'll do the same thing here. But this time I'm going to scale this down by 25%. Or actually no, just by 20%. No, it needs to go a bit smaller, sorry. Let's try 70. Yep, 70 works. So we'll scale it down by 70%. Hold down Shift or Control and click on both of them, and I'll go to the Edit panel, align them both to the top of each other. Then I will Control and select the background, and then I can align this vertically. I'll select these two, and then I'll use the arrow key to nudge them to the right. So there's an issue here that I'm having with these icons that they're not very visible on the dark gray background. So maybe let's try a different color of icon. Let's use a white icon. We can try black. I'll double click on there again, and I'll move this into place. That looks okay. Let's try a black quickly. Click use. What I like about Moonfruit is that you can quickly just prototype and just see what you think will work and go with that. So I think I'm just going to go with the white one, and again I'll scale it down by 30%, and then I'll move the white icon, clicking and dragging, and I can use my arrows. Once I've selected it, I can use my arrows to sort of adjust the positioning a little bit. Cool. I'll do the same thing for Facebook. So let me scroll up. Click use again. I'll minimize this and then move this into place. Again, scaling this down by 30. So again, sometimes if you click on an object, if you click on a setting or a field within the editor, it doesn't work. If I click on a blank section of the page and then click on the object again, then it will allow me to update these values. So I'm scaling it down again, and that looks about right. Cool. So I'll save that. What I can do now is I can add a link to this. So on the Facebook, in the style tab, I'll click on link, click on the little globe icon, and then I'll just add the facebook.com for now. .com. I'll ensure that it opens in a new window so that when someone clicks on it, it doesn't sort of redirect from this page or redirect on a new page. Click apply. I'll do a similar thing with Twitter. We'll have twitter.com and I'll apply there, save, and then I'll exit. So now what I want to do is I want to find a really cool image here. We'll have a title and a little bit of a marketing message, and then we'll have some links here as well. Cool. What I'm going to do is I'll go to the home page. So what I can do is copy this quick title: Wimbledon Osteopathic Clinic, London. I'll just copy this quickly, and then I'll double click into here and paste that. So we have London Osteopathic Clinic, and then I'll put London. I want this to be a little bit smaller, so I'll select everything and then scale it down a bit. So let's try 40, it's too large. Try 30. That looks okay, but London doesn't fit, so we'll get rid of that. And let me scale this up a little bit, so 35. And then I'll just make the box larger so that that sort of fits in one line, and I can resize the box. Okay, then we need a quick marketing message. Let me just bold this so that it stands out a little bit, and I'll enlarge this a bit again. Always leave a little bit more width in a text box, just so that if the text was to get larger for any sort of reason, there's enough space for the text to breathe or to sort of expand. If that makes any sense. And then, so I've just made it a little bit larger, which has sort of broke the alignment. So if I move the ruler and I sort of align it up to the title, you can see that the text is aligned. So if I hold down Shift, I can select these two boxes and align them to the left. And then a marketing message would be, let's say Wimbledon Osteopathic and Sport Injury. So, or Wimbledon Sports Injury Clinic for over 20 years. I'll just double click on that box and I'll paste this in. "20 years. and then I can sort of copy this. So what I'm going to do is I'll have, let's see. That's fine actually. So what I'm going to do, cool. So I've got my marketing message and I can move this up a little bit. Just nudging it with my keyboard, and I'll just make this a little bit smaller. What I want to do is, I think I want to make this a little bit more readable. So what I'm going to do is select a different font. And previously I used Open Sans on the logo, but I think Open Sans works better if it was for the text. So what I'm going to do is I can sort of change the default settings for the fonts. So I'll go to Design, I'll go to Default Font Styles, select the paragraph text, select font in the editor, and then I'm going to choose the Open Sans option. And then for the titles, it's Railway, which is absolutely fine, but I'm just going to change the text color to blue. And then here I'll click Save, and then I can click Exit. So every time I create a new text box, it should update. Then here I can click, see, on any text box you can go to font and then just click Reset, so that will reset the font size there. So we'll get to that. For now, I have this here. It's bolded. Yeah, let's leave that bold. Maybe increase the line height by like 2 or something. That's more readable. And maybe the font size of 15, so a little bit larger. And then I can just adjust everything accordingly. So I'll do, I'll select the text box and the title and then move everything up. And then now we need to sort of use a different image. What I'm going to do, sorry, I'll just quickly align this black overlay to the left of the slideshow. Cool. So yeah, as I was saying, with this slideshow we can choose a different image. So I'll click Style, as this is actually a shape with an image inside of it. So once I've selected the image, I'll go into Style and I can edit the image fill. And I'll just click Browse quickly. When I click Browse, if I have the file manager open, it will just take me to my files, you can see there. If I didn't have it open, it will just open the file editor. I'm going to go into Library and look for a suitable image. So I'm not entirely sure whether I'll find one that's very suitable. So under Images, there is nothing. So let's go to Getty Images. So let me try this image here, see what it looks like. And I can expand this a little bit. So what I can do is sort of zoom in and out with this this little line here. That's this option, and then I can drag the image around within the frame. So this guy looks like he's been injured. So that's framed quite well. So I can change this to Sport Osteopathic Clinic or Sport Injury. Let's align this text again. Cool, that looks okay. So again, I'll select the image just to make sure that everything's fine, it's scaled correctly. Cool. So now let's move on. We can have a call to action here to one of our services that says, let's look at what we have here on the home page. Let's see what he has here. So in this section I can say find out more about Wimbledon Osteopath. So this has to be all capitalized. So in this text box, I'll say I would say osteopathic treatments. Press delete just to make sure that that line has gone back up again. I'll just bold this where it says treatments. And then I need a little arrow to symbolize that you can click on it. So I'll click insert, go back to my widget library, go down to icons. I'll select an icon. Let's double click on that one, and then I'll just select with this icon selected, I can select this object and then align that accordingly. Cool. Last thing I need to do is make this orange. As you can see here, we have our color palette. I'll copy the color code like I did the last time. With that object selected, I can go into style, and then I'm going to paste in the color code and press enter. And like we did the last time, we're going to save this orange color. I'll click on custom color, and then I'll click add. I can close this. Let's move this out of the way. So we have a bright orange color here. In fact, we can change the color a little bit by making it a little bit darker. Apply. Cool. I'm going to save this quickly, and then here we're going to say find out more or read more about Wimbledon Osteopathic Clinic in London. Maybe we can shorten this a little bit. You can say about Wimbledon Osteopathic Clinic in London. Move this a little bit. It's not enough space, so I can make this button a bit smaller just by resizing this a little bit. So let me undo that. I didn't mean to move it that way. And I can resize this down a bit. So you have to sort of train your eye just to make sure that the spacing is correct. Then here I can just increase this space a bit more, then increase this. I'll select my arrow and then I'll duplicate it. You can click duplicate in the toolbar, or you can click on edit and then click duplicate. And then I'll select this box here and then I'll align it. So the thing about aligning objects is that if you want any object on the right to so the thing about aligning objects with each other is if I was to click align to the left, the arrow is going to move to the left of this object. If I click align to right, the background, this object here, is going to align to the arrow because the arrow is on the right. So whichever object is on the left or on the right is what button you're going to, which alignment option you're going to choose. So I'll choose left, so it aligns to the left, you can see there. Then I'll align it upwards, back to the right again, and then back down to the middle. So it's just an easy way that I so align my objects. Okay, so this now can be a blue color. So we select blue. I'm going to choose this orange again because I forgot to add it to my palette. And then I'll save this. So that looks good. Lastly, what I want to do is find out, so about Wimbledon Osteopathic Clinic in London. So I just want to bold this text here quickly. So that looks good. So I can save this. So we have now what we do, who we are, and why choose us. So that's it for part 2. In part 3, we'll continue to finish off this site. Please do like, comment, and subscribe.